What's up, friends? I just wanted to come to you today with two things that have really helped my life pretty much more than anything else. I just finished the video series 30 Days to Change, and it was awesome. It's where I shared practical everyday tips and applications that you can apply to your life to help you stay on track, stay focused, live with purpose, live with the abundant life that I believe we were all created to live. And then I promised yesterday that I was going to share with you two of the most foundational, most important aspects of my life that help tie all that together. Here it is. The first thing and the most profound thing that has radically changed my life is the power of prayer. And not just any kind of prayer, like we say prayers when we're in moments of desperation, or when we just want things to go our way, or when we just need a parking spot, But I'm talking about really intentional prayer. So much so that I actually write my prayer requests down, and I'm as specific as I possibly can be, because I found that so many times I'd be praying and the answers would come, but I wouldn't even remember that I prayed those prayers. So what it does is it helps me keep track of my prayer requests, and then when they do come to pass and they do get answered, I get to check them off. And then so when I go to my prayer list, I have a notes app on my phone, I see all the prayers that God has answered. And it's really faith building, to say the least. And these are not just like, God, I need a parking spot at Walmart today. It's like serious things, whether it's relationships, in my own life, other people's life, provision, anything. It's just really been incredible. Prayer is one of the most incredible gifts, opportunities that we have in life. And if you get focused with it, if you actually write your prayer requests down and keep track of it, it might just change your life. And then the second thing that really radically keeps me focused and helps tie all those 30 lessons and applications together and in place in my life is, how do I say it? It's knowing that at the end of my life, I'm going to watch a movie of my life, and I'm going to want to watch that movie in joy and contentment and not dread and regret. Now, how do I know that this is going to happen? Have you ever had heard of somebody that's near death and their whole life flashes before their eyes? Well, I've actually had that happen to me. I kid you not. When I was 21 years old, just before I went to bed one night, I cried out to God. My life was in shambles. I was addicted to drugs. I had all my relationships were a wreck, and my life was miserable, and I didn't know my purpose. And so one night I went to bed, and I just laying there in bed, I just looked up and I said, God, I don't know you, but I'm sorry for all my sin. I believe Jesus died for my sins. Nobody told me to pray that prayer. I don't even know where it came from, but I prayed that prayer, and that night, I kid you not, Jesus came to me in the most vivid dream I've ever had in my entire life. He took me by my hand, and we walked through my entire life up until this point. I kid you not, guys. It was like watching my life on the most gigantic big screen, high definition TV you've ever seen. Everything from start to finish. I swear we stepped out of space and time, because that movie took forever. And I tell you what, it sucked to watch. Because I went to bed that night honestly thinking I was a good person. Yeah, I knew I needed to ask God for forgiveness for some things because I had made some mistakes. I had no idea how many mistakes I had made. Every single time I had lied, cheated, teased somebody, made fun of somebody, took advantage of somebody. Just everything was there. And it was a really crappy movie to watch. Well, at the end of this movie, the scene changed, and Jesus wasn't by my side anymore, but he was in front of me about 10 feet, and he was hunched over, and he had his hands bound, and he had a crown of thorns on his head, and he was getting whipped and beaten and spit upon and mocked and scorned and shamed. And I was watching. I was with a group of people in like a semicircle around him, and all of a sudden, he turned and he looked over his left shoulder, and as soon as we made eye contact, I knew that this man in front of me was paying the penalty for all those sins that I had just seen. Wow. I woke up, tears running down my face. My life has never been the same. Why do I say that? Because that moment is coming for all of us. Like, seriously, that moment is coming for all of us. And to get a relationship with God, that's kind of like the starting point. It's as simple as my silly prayer. I said, God, I don't know you, but I'm sorry. I believe Jesus died for my sins. So I can't recommend that enough. that's like everything, you know? Because once you're tapped into that, then you have access to that prayer. You have access to the God of the universe, the creator of everything, who calls you friend, who calls you son or daughter. And it's the most amazing thing in the world. But I say that to also say that that movie's coming. And guys, we're gonna wanna make it a good one. Like right now, if your life was to end today, like right now at this moment, what would your movie look like? Would you have regrets? Would you have people that you needed to ask forgiveness of? Would you have things that you wanted to do that you didn't? I heard a pastor say that the most resource-rich place in the world is not an oil field in the Middle East. It's not a gold mine in Africa or a diamond mine in Africa. It is a cemetery. Because in every cemetery, there are dreams, aspirations, desires, books, art, everything that people didn't do in their life that they had inside of them that they took to the grave with them. So not only do you want to make your life something that you're going to want to watch on a movie, but you're going to want to pour all that you can into it. The ancient Greeks, when somebody would die, they would ask one simple question. They would say, did this person live with passion? And if the answer to that question was yes, their life was celebrated. And if the answer to that question was no, their life was mourned. And so I say all that to say, guys, live with passion. Live with the end in mind, knowing that you're gonna watch a replay of your entire life. Make it a movie you're gonna wanna watch that's gonna be inspiring, uplifting, encouraging, filled with love and kindness and compassion and good works. And utilize this incredible force that is all around us, prayer. And that comes through a relationship with God. But be intentional about it and write it down. Write down those prayers. You don't gotta believe me. Try it for yourself. It is incredible. I have so many of these little green check marks I use on my notes file that indicate answered prayers, and it is so inspiring to look at and so faith building. So those are the two things, guys: prayer and make that movie great. And so at the end of the day, guys, live with passion, live with purpose, live with abundance, and make your life a masterpiece. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.